What's up, all my beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Victoria, and I am so excited to share with you guys my results from AncestryDNA. The topic of this video will be about my DNA results from 23&Me and AncestryDNA. I previously did AncestryDNA before and 23&Me. I just didn't videotape it, but right now I am and I will be sharing my results with you guys. So if you would like to see more, keep on watching and let's get right into it. So for those of you who don't know, AncestryDNA and 23&Me are basically a way to find out your ancestry through your DNA. You go online, you order a kit. For AncestryDNA, it was $99, but sometimes they have sales for the regular one. And for the 23&Me one, I got the health and the traits one, so I think it was $169 for that one. I got them both for Christmas, so I didn't have to pay for them, but I think that's how much they cost for a regular price. And so basically you just go on their website, you buy a kit, and you put in all your information. They send you out a kit to your home, and after that it's like this tube thing that you gotta gather up all your saliva in your mouth, and you can't eat or drink anything 30 minutes prior, so there's no contamination or anything. So you spin a tube, you put in this, you click a little solution in there, you put it back in the kit, and you send it back to the lab where a team of scientists analyze your DNA and compare it to their database with, I guess, over 1 million. I don't know how many people, but I think it's in the millions at this point. So they compare your DNA to their database to figure out, who you're similar to and where your ancestors might be from. So, if you would like to know where my ancestors come from, then keep on watching. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. I will be doing 23&Me first. This is what it looks like. The interface is pretty nice. It has this little wheel thing, has a little color coordination for different regions from where you're from or where your ancestors are from. And it has, relative lists where you can see other people who have taken this particular test, and they have compared your DNA to theirs, and you might have some in common. And also they have, for my particular one, they include Neanderthal ancestry, and it's, to my understanding, that the more European you are, the more likely you are to have Neanderthal ancestry variants. So 161 genetic variants, I guess I'm a Neanderthal. Anyway, and maternal haplogroup and paternal haplogroup, I won't be able to get the paternal one because I'm not a boy and I don't have a Y chromosome. Well, okay. I don't have a Y chromosome. I don't have a Y chromosome. Doesn't mean I'm not a boy. Gender and sex, not the same thing. And my maternal haplogroups, they play off of your X chromosome to see who your mother's, blah, blah, blah. On and on until thousands of years ago, where they are from. And they trace the women all the way back to the beginning times. So let's get right into it. This is my chart. Let's go. View my ancestry composition. Go, go, go. Yay! I am 100% me. 100% me, Victoria Glapion Froger. Yes, I am a child of the world. Look at that. All lit up, all colorful. I am a child of every single continent except for Australia. Look at that. All right, so let's get into the number one thing. 51.5% European. Yay. So, okay, I'm thinking, okay, so my first thoughts. 34.8% sub-Saharan African, 51.5% European. My dad's black. Well, I guess he can't just only be black if I only have 34.8% sub-Saharan African, because then I'd be 50-50, right? And it wouldn't be 51% European because it couldn't be more than 50% if I only got it from my mother. So there's more. But wait, there's more. East Asian and Native American is 8.3%. Western Asian and North African, which is probably linked into Spain. I'm thinking, I know my mom has taken another DNA test and she is about 75% European and 25% Native American. And my dad hasn't actually taken a DNA test, but I'm pretty sure sub-Saharan African came from him because my mom does not have any. I think she has like less than 1% of Northern African. Can't say anything about my grandfather on my mom's side because I don't know much about him. I'm pretty sure he's where the Native American comes from. All of this is going to be in the context of the transatlantic slave trade. I did some digging and I found out that I found out a lot. We'll get into it later, but it's pretty interesting because a lot of African Americans or Black Americans, their mixture, like the typical Black American that I've seen in other videos, they're like around like 80%, like 70 to 90% African, and then the rest of it would be European. We know where, the colonizers came to colonize, because they did come to colonize, and I guess I'm the product of that, for real. So yeah, 51.5% European, Northwestern European is 32, British and Irish being the most out of them all in this test. And honestly, I think that my dad is probably like most Black Americans in that he's probably about 75 to 80% West African, because that's where most slaves came from, is West Africa and Central Africa. French and German 5.7, Scandinavian 1.4. Broadly, Northwestern European is 11.5. Southern European, which is Spanish and Portuguese. So, mom's side, Spanish, Native American, and then also UK. And then dad's side is also UK and Western African. So, it's just so sad that I'm only 34.8%. Only 34.8. I mean, I know these are estimates, but like, damn. I'm really not as Black as I thought, But mostly West African, 31.1%. But hey, my Nigerians. Shout out to my 1000% Nigerian roommate. I love her. She's the best. She makes the best food. She brings me back to my Nigerian roots. Shout out to her. Big facts. Big business. Yeah. Shout out to my Nigerians. All right. Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean is 9.5. Senegambian and Guinean is 1.9. Broadly West African is 3.4. Congolese and Southern East African 2.5, and then Angolan, East African, broadly Congolese, and broadly. They're all like really super tiny. So, but mostly I'm West African. Like we knew this. Like before they were taken, my ancestors were taken from West Africa. They probably mixed and mingled with people from over here, and that's probably why these are so low. But mostly, like the one person that came, or the two people that came from there, they're probably just from West Africa, and they probably had some trace ancestry from back over here. So with this 23&Me test, it doesn't actually tell me where my Native American is from, even though I already know most likely where it's from. Because of the other AncestryDNA test. And Western Asian and North African, honestly, it's so tiny that I think it's a part of Spain. So yeah, one thing about 23&Me, it doesn't really show where. Like we know that like Native Americans, they most likely crossed the Bering Strait 25 to 15,000 years ago, and they migrated to Americas, with southern Chile being the last inhabited country by humans. And it says I'm 7% of that. It's pretty cool. Let's go over to the AncestryDNA side. So just keep these numbers in mind: 50, 35 roughly, and about 8 or 9, whatever. And so here is the way that AncestryDNA looks. It has like my DNA matches to other people who took this particular AncestryDNA test. And then we have these little traits. I love doing these. It like tells you how like thick your hair is and like what texture it might be, or like your eye color, skin color. Like, do you like Brussels sprouts? Not really. I don't like bitter things, and that's why I don't like coffee, because I am genetically predisposed to not like bitter things. And also I don't like sweet things either, because I'm genetically predisposed to be sensitive to sweet things. Thanks, genetics. I hate everything. So yeah, let's get into my DNA story. My ethnicity estimate updated. They did update it. They update it all the time because there's constantly new people taking these tests, and they're constantly getting more and better and more accurate information about who you are, even though it's a social construct. Anyway, 32% English and Northwestern European. We knew this. It's pretty similar. 32%. 32%. Looks good to me. Nigeria, 17%. Hey! We're 16.3% Nigerian. It's basically the same. And that's pretty cool. The way that they're so similar like that. Like, you know, you're probably going to get some little discrepancies because they do have different databases, because different people take their tests. You know, you have millions of people taking one test, but not the same millions of people are taking another, you know? You might have some overlap, and that's why you have, you know, similar results, but for the most part, it's basically the same. 10% Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu. I don't know, some of these are different. But basically, if we add up all of these percentages, it's basically going to add up to 50% European, 30-something% African. Nigeria is in Africa, Cameroon, Congo, Mali, Benin, and Togo. I remember when I first took this test, Benin and Togo was really, really high, but then it wasn't. Then it was Nigerian. Anyway, Indigenous Americas, Mexico. I'm Mexican. Soy Afro-Latina. We never knew. We never knew. My ancestors are from Chihuahua, Durango, and Zacatecas, apparently. Northeastern Chihuahua. We know that Mexicans are mestizo, mostly. You know, you have everybody in between from 100% native to 100% European to, you know, you have some groups that live in Mexico that have really high African ancestry. Basically, it's all one big melting pot. But I think from my ancestry that my ancestor was mestizo with about half and half, with probably a sprinkle of African, so half European, half indigenous, or somewhere around that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't like when people use nationalities as like ethnicities because there's so many different ethnicities within a nationality, like especially in the Americas. There's no one way to be American, all right? So, I mean, I really do appreciate AncestryDNA for these little communities, though. It really gives me some insight onto how my African ancestors came here and what they had to go through. Like, I don't know when, I don't know which one of these little time bubbles. Wow. Hold on one second. My computer needs to calm the hell down for a minute. Okay, sorry guys. My computer was having a time. But back to my African ancestors and AncestryDNA with these little snippets back in time and some insights into like what it was actually like to live back then and what they actually went through. It gives you some pictures of how it was to be on a slave ship, or like the plans of a slave ship. And I guess because I know my grandma was born on a plantation, and it was the same plantation that her ancestors lived on for generations, and she finally participated in the Second Great Migration in the 1940s, which is included here. And it's so cool that I get to see like what, like, my family history is in here. Like, I can piece back what actually happened, and I appreciate that so much. So kudos to AncestryDNA. You know, 23&Me, you're still winning, because I got the health one, the health and the traits, for a specific reason, because I wanted to figure out like what I'm susceptible to. Basically, it says I have a slightly increased risk for needing glasses in the future, but and it says I have an increased likelihood of diabetes. I might want to lay off the Oreos for a minute. Okay, so coming back now, 23&Me and also DNA or AncestryDNA, they both offer this health one now. 23&Me has been doing it for longer. So yeah, so this is basically it for everything, my ancestry results and everything. It's pretty cool, you guys. I definitely recommend that you guys do it. I mean, we're in quarantine now, there's not really much else to do. I don't know if they're actually like taking samples right now though, because you know, it's your mouth and your saliva and contamination, you know. So I don't know if they're actually doing it right now, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I had a lot of fun making this video. I really do love talking about this stuff. It's gonna be quite a long video, I'm pretty sure. Um, so just please make sure to like this video if you really do like this video, and even if you don't, still like it because you know you like this video. And also subscribe to my channel. Um, you know, I want to grow this channel. I'm really excited about it. And please comment down below if you have anything to say. If you want to comment about your Ancestry DNA results, if you have any questions or anything, just please comment down below, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!